my dad, okay?
I'm a single parent by choice.
You're ruining my life.
Where's Christina?
I had to let her go.
Why do you always have to make everybody leave us?
You undermine everything that I do and say in front of her.
I support you. That is my child, too. I will not tolerate this.
You're not supposed to be having these kids in here.
I don't have nowhere for them to go.
Oh, hell, that's the bus. Why?
Tyler Perry's The Single Moms Club.
Yes, a throwback movie that is so very triggering, just like all of Tyler Perry's films are very triggering. And I'm quite sure I'm going to get jumped on by my lovely co-hosts, but why not just get into it and have a good time? So, how are you guys' initial impressions? Dad Panther, let's go.
I came in this with the whole idea of it's Tyler Perry, and my relationship watching Tyler Perry start off back in the day where you would see these movies that were straight to DVD in a barbershop. Somebody be like, watch this, Medea, and you saw the play, and that's what I knew it. And then as you got Daddy's Little Girl and We All Pray Together, all these movies, and at some point you started getting this stereotypical Tyler Perry film, and I just tapped out. I couldn't do any more. Blessings to everything he's created, but I had no expectations watching this movie because I was completely done with you knowing the plot and who's good and who's bad based off skin color or stereotypes and all this other stuff. So I went in no expectations.
Yep. White good, black bad. All right, Iris. What were your initial impressions? I don't know if did you see the trailer for this early on?
Actually, I had not. I was actually just flipping through the channel and it popped up, and I didn't have nothing else to watch. So I was like, oh, it's not a Perry movie. You know, I mostly watch him because I know some of his movies can be just extremely serious and full of drama, and then sometimes, you know, it's just all comedy. So I thought, oh, maybe this one might be comical, you know, so I just put it on just to put it on. I didn't think it was going to be as triggering as it was when I was watching it. I was like, oh, right.
Special. And so that's the only terminology I would like to use. So, all right. I saw the trailer, triggered. So anyway, let's move into highs and lows. And I would love to give Iris the opportunity to go first because this movie is called Single Moms Club and you are a mom. So take it away.
Yes. So highs. I like that they made the crew diverse. They didn't stick to just one culture. They saw everybody like in all different walks of life, you know.
With
We
the
saw,
Asians.
yes. Well, yeah, with, you know, there were no Asian moms. You know, that's the only thing that did get left out. I do apologize about that. But I do like that they didn't just, you know, that it wasn't just, oh, Tyler Perry, everyone's black, or hey, Tyler Perry, you know, like, you know, everyone's black and then all white people are bad, you know, like it was a blend, you know. Even though how dads can be the bad guys, but how there's also, you know, good men out there as well. You know, you just got to stop being a damn fool, or you got to, you know, give the good guy a chance, you know. So I like that he didn't just make, you know, that, oh, it's just, you know, the moms are good and then the dads are bad and there's no good men in the movie or in the world. Especially if you're a single mom, you're screwed for the rest of your life, you know? So that was at least a high for me. A low for me was, I think the movie was very predictable, you know? Like, you could tell what was going to happen next type shit in the movie, you know? So I didn't really have high expectations on like, oh my God, a twist. You know, yeah, that was my only low. Like, it was a very predictable Tyler Perry movie, you know?
Okay. All right. Does this have any rewatchability for you? Would you, you know, throw some popcorn on and call the girls over and do a girls' night around this?
Yeah, no, I did enjoy the movie. I would have to say I did enjoy it. So I would definitely watch it again. because it's exactly what it is, a cute Tyler Perry chick flick.
Mm, mm. And
That's
do
what it is.
women often get together in groups with wine and talk about how and compete for how long one can go without having sex? So, because there was just this moment when they was just like, it's been a decade. Oh, it's been 3 years. No, it's been 20. I've never had sex. I don't even know where these kids came from. It was just like I don't get none,
I
you know.
cannot speak for the entire population of women because
Gotcha.
everyone is different.
Gotcha.
But I would say within my group of friends, sometimes we do discuss our intimacies, the lack thereof, or that even though we are being intimate with our significant other, it is still lacking. So the conversation can range depending on how frustrated or stressed out we are.
Shout out to the ladies. All right. Dad Panther. Please, sir, take it away.
For this movie here, Tyler, Mr. Perry. I thought the cast was a well-rounded cast. I thought the cast did a great job acting. I thought it was clean production-wise. I don't think that's an issue ever really with Tyler Perry movies, even Line Off, and she was doing it. Love seeing her on the screen. It just the kid actors. I'm not gonna take too many shots, but man, it was like three kids, and it seemed like they just it would break the scene. There's a scene where Nia Long is in tears and she's like, "I'll give you everything. I just want you to be a good kid." And he's just sitting there, and it would just break the most like that you had. And as much as I really want to not like this movie, but like love this movie, there were predictable plot spots in there. There were things they were doing just to set up things. There was a scene where it was racist. Like one of the characters is literally sitting on the couch saying, "You're a big big black." And I'm like, how much are we going to keep doing this? Like somebody should have knocked her the fuck out or something. And you're waiting for the other one that she helped, because what she did, she nursed her babies, mammy. She did all this extra stuff, and you would think that she would come to her defense, and she doesn't. There's a scene where Nia Long, again acting her ass off, she came home. What I was expecting when they made the reference to Pookie, I was expecting, spoiler alert, her baby daddy, who's on drugs, they've already said that, he sold everything in the house. No, it wasn't the case. She just got there and had a moment like a 1990s R&B music video. She just not, "Get out." I don't know why she kicked everybody out. You had the next door neighbor. I'm just mad at this movie. You had the next door neighbor who comes down and he's sitting there and he's like, "Hey, why don't you just come outside and we could talk? We just talk it, but I'm babysitting." And she's not responsible. She goes out there. One of the kids is missing, right? So the parents get together. They're pissed. They're like, "Where the fuck are the kids?" They all decide, let the guy who's the next door neighbor, who they don't even know, watch the kids while they go look for the other kid that's missing. Shit like that just pissed me off this whole movie. So again, bravo to the cast. What it was, the highs of it was, I liked it more than I should have liked it. Spoiler alert, I will watch this only one more fucking time with my wife. So if my wife has her girlfriends together, let's watch it and just get this done. But I'm not watching this again. And as far as the lows for me, it's just there was issues or things with women that I would have loved to have come to the surface and understand it. Like for someone to kind of take the guy earplugs off and the guy goggles and say, "Hey, as a woman, this is what we're dealing with in complex relationships." But to sit there and say that they can't hold a job and climb the corporate ladder because they have a kid, but other people are, or the indifference of, there was two badass kids. One of them was really bad. That one was just, she just needs something to do. The other kid, who wasn't really bad, just because I'm assuming the color of the skin made the audience think that person's bad, ignore it was just too much of that stuff, where it was like, as empowering as this was supposed to be for women, it felt like it just hindered them on so many stereotypical bullshit. So I'm just gonna stop there. So shit.
So I got a little bit more to throw at in regards to some of the stuff that Dad Panther was sharing.
Do it.
So I don't feel this movie was supposed to be empowering per se. I think it was just something that we're supposed to relate to in regards to, like, I don't know of another way to put this, because there is no way nice way to put fucking suck on so many levels. So many levels. Like doing everything, your mom and your dad. And then, of course, your fucking ungrateful kids don't see all the shit that you actually do for them, but let daddy pop up with a fucking present and he's only here for the weekend and he's fucking great. Yeah, whatever. Or that's just not there at all. And you're doing the best you can. And yeah, your kids aren't exactly pain in the asses like that, but, you have to go to work. You got to find a sitter. But with babysitting and childcare, it is ridiculous. It's like a second fucking mortgage on top of all the bills you're already paying. So I don't really think this movie was about, oh, power to the women. Women, we can all do it. No, this movie is about how it can be a struggle. And you just want to lock yourself up in a room and scream and cry, and you can't, because you have to stay strong for your children. Because as the mom, and I don't give a crap in what society you look at, yes, moms and dads, dads do contribute. The ones that actually do the work and want to be a parent, shout out to them. But it is always looked to as the mom should be with the kids. The mom should do this. The mom, it's mom. And then, of course, even when it comes to disciplining, you tell your kids to stop, stop, stop to the point because you're like, oh, you know what? I want to stop generational shit of beating up on my kids, but your ass don't want to stop. But then your dad pops up and you'll listen to him right away. But I'm here. I'm the one doing it all. And your dad just gave you a look and then you want to stop? Or when you are trying to put rules in place and you're separated from your child's father, and then he undermines everything that you want to do. And I think the biggest part of this movie that I have to say triggered me the most was the fucking daughter with her cell phone. When her father gave her that cell phone, when she had already told her and him, hey, no, there is no cell phone because you are too young. Period, point blank.
May I?
So this definitely was not about empowerment. This is about just like, hey, this is the real shit that we all deal with on a day-to-day basis in all different levels of life. And everything and all the stuff that they mention is real because I've seen it. Not only in my own life, but in others' lives. The only thing that's different is I believe in an ass whooping. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Eddie said Ira should remake this movie. I'm certain it will be better than what we just watched.
Amen. That was rough. And that scene, I almost lost it too, where she was rolling her eyes like, Dad wants to talk to you. I'm like,
yeah.
Put your hands
and
on
you
her.
would have
Put your
fucking
hands
ate
on
that
her.
phone.
Put your hands on
That's
her.
what happened. I was like, oh, for real? You about to eat this shit.
Iris, if I may. Thank you. All right. It's going to be okay. So, as the one person that does not have children, this didn't necessarily work for me. I grew up in a very conservative Black family. I come from a family that came from the South. I didn't have an opinion. I didn't have the ability to make decisions. I did not have the ability to talk back. My parents would physically assault first and then talk second. So I don't understand the concept of, oh, mommy, and I get to have an attitude and like shout at my parent. Like, I'm 44 years old and I still, it's hard. I can barely talk to them, but not when I was a child. Like, none of these things were ever like the whole, like, you can't have a phone. Here's the other thing. I have Black women in my family that are single moms. I am a big black man. Nobody's gonna tell one of my woman family members that, oh, you better do this or I'm gonna cut your money off. I will cut a nigga balls off. Nobody's gonna tell any of my female family members that, or threaten them or treat them in a certain way because they think they the man. Like, because I will do life in prison because I don't care. I will murder. So, like, and yes, this is recorded. I don't give a fuck. So this movie to me is idiotic on multiple levels. The racial component, stop that, Panther. The racial component, I hate it. The Karenness, trying to mix it in with some real knife, whatever. I don't like the blackety blackness of it, to where the one black mom is like, oh, 2 of my sons are in jail, because I'm like, bro, come on, bro. We ain't had to do all of that. So what? White women's kids can't go to jail? Like, I would have respected this more if you had balanced it out and said one of these white women's kids, oh man, my oldest son, man, he's on meth and he's in jail. I would have respected that more. But and then let's talk about the housing. The black women didn't have big monstrosity properties. They had small homes, and one had a little apartment. But so happened that both of these white women have these huge palatial houses, like super crazy, bro. Tyler Perry's hairline. We'll get to Tyler Perry in just a minute. Oh, I haven't forgotten about old Perry guy. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about the pickaninny bullcrap that I ended up not liking. The views expressed by. All right, thank you. The views expressed by JS1 don't reflect VVC Life and the rest of the VVC Life team. Yes.
That was smooth. I like it. I stand for it. Dad approves.
Yeah.
Back to my personal rant. This bullcrap I don't like. I don't. And the crazier part is that this was executive produced, and directed and written. I don't know if it was written by a black man, but God damn it, Tyler Perry was overseeing all of this. You could have balanced out the scales at any point in time, but you didn't. You turned all of the black women into mystical, magical Negroes. You know what I'm saying? You turn all of these white women into overly privileged and under intelligent, but overly ignorant and overly authoritative individuals, which is bullcrap. And then at the end of the day, you started a great idea, the Single Moms Club, and it's technically just an excuse to give the movie a title. I mean, like, and it was an excuse to kind of move the plot forward. There was really no structure. Honestly, I really did think it was a phenomenal idea that they did not flesh out further. I feel like if we had gotten rid of the son runs away for 24 hours and we had really done something really with the Single Moms Clubs, like seriously, I felt like this would have been a much better film. The son running away and then coming back and being like, why you ain't telling me my dad is a crackhead? Okay, I don't have kids, so maybe there is a layer of she should have said something or that it was justifiable with the kid. But once again, I was not raised in a household where I could come in and go at my parents and say, yo, daddy, why didn't you? Because guess what would have happened? My pops always like to and knock my ass until the next week. And the first thing he would have said after the fact was, who the fuck ever gave you the thought process that you could ask me anything? About anything. Anyway. The film was shot very well. Cinematography was beautiful. People actually acted in this film. There wasn't a lot of mistakes as far as, people sitting in the background faking like they're eating or anything like that. This actually went pretty well. Even though Dad Panther is miming in the background, I don't know what he's miming.
I'm an extra.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly felt like this was one of their better, like, when you talk about production and like how they put it together, Tyler Perry has a lot of movies, and in those large amounts of movies, there are a large amount of problems. I feel like the production was done very well here. I would say 80 to 90% of the mistakes that are made in this film are written and conceptual. The other thing, it's just me. I know, and you guys can jump on me and hate me. It's fine. All of the white men or the non-melanin men in this film look exactly alike. and I'm not trying to be funny. Like I the guy that was messing with the Hispanic girl, he looked just like the guy that was in the backyard with the Pound Town, and he looked like the other guy. I don't understand who was these niggas and why they all the same person. And I was like, yo, is he being cheap and paying the same guy to like shave his beard off in one scene and wear a hat in another scene? But then I really realized then on they just whoever did the casting really loved a certain facial structure on the non-melanin men. And then you had old, blackity goofball, and then you had the Mr. trying to be, every time Charlie Perry tries to be like a normal looking man, it just don't add up. Either be gay or be Medea. Like, I don't think he plays straight very well. I'm just being on.
Has it been announced?
I don't know. I thought he did a great job. I mean, for what the role was.
Yeah, I thought he was a regular theater cat. I didn't think nothing of it.
A regular theater cat?
Yeah.
In the theater, I was doing the lighting. I own all of this. I felt like the smug look that he was giving off when he was his character.
I don't fucking know. I mean, I don't look at Taylor Perry and be like, oh, that's a sexy man. Yeah, I just think,
that's the point we're making. He doesn't give off, you want to fuck him.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I think gay men would give off the Dad Panther. You know what? Just
because I don't watch a movie saying, you know what, I'm seeing this movie like back in the early 80s, 90s. It was because they were actors. You went to see the movie because of the actor. I go to see him because no, I'm not saying that they're fuckable. That part where you're like, Tyler Perry, that is not crossing my mind. Not even with Michael B. Jordan.
I'm gonna let you get that joke off because I did walk myself into that. But come on, bro. Come on. Let's not do this bullshit. There are certain people that when they walk on a screen and they're like, "Oh, you dating this?" All right, I'm gonna give you a prime example. The movie that came out last year on Netflix with Lauren London and the Jewish kid. Bro, come on.
I know you're talking about with Cedric the Entertainer that barely was in it.
The one with father, Eddie Murphy and Nia Long.
Oh, okay, you're right.
And Lauren London and the other kid, they like met each other happenstancely, and then they end up getting married.
There's no chemistry.
Yeah, it was weird. Bro, it didn't work.
He doesn't look dateable for Lauren London. It was just like, nah. So when I see Tyler Perry sitting down with Naomi Campbell, the only thing I'm thinking about is, nigga, I'm $100 million man, and I just paid to have Nia Long in this movie. Yeah. He paid to have Nia Long here so he could try to holler at her instead of just being gay. So anyway, let's move right along. Classic, good watch, catch on streaming. Not doing it for me.
Oh hell no!
Or if you ever show me this ever again, I will. All righty then, Iris, ahead of ISIS. You go first. What are you giving this classic good watch, catch on streaming, not doing it for me, oh hell nah, or which one are you giving it?
I think catch it on streaming. If there's something on TV, I put it on. It's got some funny parts in it, so
Okay, I respect that. I respect that. It's called You People and Jonah Hill. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. All right, Dad Panther, are you ready? All right, classic, good watch, catch on streaming, not doing it for me. Come on.
What I was gonna do originally, I was gonna go with catch it on streaming, and then I thought in my head the part of the movie, the Pound Town. When you mentioned that, it made me go a step down because it just shows, like you said before, the acting was there, the chemistry was there. You knew who you liked and who you didn't early on, and in this scene, there is this flirtatious joke that you're like, we understand what's happening and they should understand. So you're telling me he understood, we as the viewer understood, but she literally had no clue what Pound Town was as they sit later on and lose a kid in the background. So because of that, it's not for me. It's not doing it for me. Mm-mm.
So once that again, would be what?
It's not doing it. Isn't that the thing? It's not doing it for me.
It's not doing it.
Why is it when I give a rating, we don't know what the rating system is? We've done this 2 or 3
We
times.
forget when we jump to you. That's
I'm
what it
literally
is.
reading the screen. I'm like, not doing it for me. All right. And you're like, well, what is it?
I didn't say anything. I was
Yeah,
just,
that was me. I forgot. I was
Okay.
like, what?
I was,
What was the rating? Whatever.
the next thing, if I lost, if I was to go out to party or the movies, obviously, and a kid turns up missing at a house party for somebody that I know, my kid turns up missing, I curse everybody out, and I don't, maybe once again, I don't have kids, so I guess was that the appropriate response to, like,
Oh, you gonna help me find my kid. If I can't find
Yeah,
my kid, you
and
gonna have, how you gonna send me just 2
I'm
officers?
gonna whip your
The
ass.
lights not even on. He got on the bus downtown. Like,
She offered, everybody offered to help find the child, and she just went batshit crazy on everybody.
Yeah,
Is this
normal response. Because I would have went fucking nuts, and I would have been like, and the most person I would have went nuts on was the white girl, because I was like, I trusted you with my fucking kid, and you're too busy out here on the freaking porch kicking with his random ass motherfucker, not paying attention to the kids. I'm gonna
she on,
teach your ass. No
she on the front? All right, so this is the problem I had with that scene.
responsibility.
The guy
No.
throws the little teeny rock in the thing, and he says, "Look, hey, I just wanted to, I didn't want to wake up nobody. I respect that." She's like, "Nah, bro, I'm babysitting. Bitch, you was in the room reading a book, so the kid could have snuck out of the house.
not just any book either.
She's went watching 50 Shades of Grey, so she's about to pull a vibrator out and make it happen. So at the end of the day, what's the difference between being in your room with the door closed and a vibrator on and reading 50 Shades of Grey versus being on the front porch? It's not like she went to somebody else's house or down the street. She's on the front porch.
The
Like,
kid was already gone by
She's
then.
on the front porch. Yeah,
the
I
kid was
think
gone
you
by
saw-
5 p.m.
no, she
Yeah.
said she saw the child laying down before she went out front. So that's
So then
not.
there's
She
the
also didn't
inconsistency in the movie,
understand Pound Town.
because
So
let's say if he hadn't left yet and she was sitting on that porch, he could have left at the back door. And of course, her house is so big, you can't hear that the door opened or closed, because she
Right.
don't got that back door. She don't got none of that going on.
she wouldn't even
Y'all know what the
understand
fuck
that
I'm
joke
talking
either.
about. So the
Back door
Security
open.
Security
Y'all
alarm.
know what the fuck I'm
Security alarm.
talking about. Okay.
We know what you're talking
Then he
about.
could either hop a fence, or if that's her there's a back alley gate, where they have the space in between
Right.
the
I want to
houses.
say,
for
well played,
waste
Tyler
management
Perry,
to
because you
come
got
pick
us
up
talking
shit.
about this for 30
You
minutes.
can describe 1,000 scenarios of how that child gets out the door. Once
Yeah.
again, this white girl sitting on her front porch is a violation for what reason? Because this
No,
little
you're
nigga
supposed to
gonna
be
do
in
what-
the house. You do not leave the
No, do
inside
you
of the
want
house.
me to
The only
See,
reason why I
because
say this,
what I do, I handcuff them to the bed, or I beat the shit out of all of them.
So they go to sleep all night.
well,
Because
you can't really beat anybody else's kid, even though you want to sometimes. But
I beat who
But-
Let me clarify something. Let me put myself on a big screen because
Hello, Cole
live.
Potter.
You can't be saying the business on live.
Change his caption at the bottom that says, "I'll beat your kids."
I will whoop your child's ass. I'm talking about I will tear the fucking skin off their ass.
Yo, if you're thinking about signing up for Patreon, if this is the service you're looking for, $5 a month. Sign on up. There's a lot of other shows. You got the indie show, you got Black Nerd Podcast, Real Reviews, and he will also go down and publicly whoop your kid's ass. Now, he could do this on the weekend, holidays, family functions. He could do this at the grocery store and even turn back and say, "What, you want some too?" So just sign up for the Patreon.
Right
Sign
now. Goddamn right.
Damn fool. But the only reason why I say this is that being outside your house when you got other people's kids is because I've done it. I have a daughter. She has play dates, whatever. I do not leave the inside of my house. I make sure all the kids are where they need to be at all times, especially if you got so many kids. You need to really be vigilant because anything can happen.
Only mistake she made is she didn't lock the back door when she went out front. She should have put the double bolt on so that nobody could. There's no other way to access the house other than the front porch. So when you sit out on the front porch, and I'm a country nigga, I love sitting on the front porch. That's my favorite place to smoke cigars and to have a couple drinks right on my front porch. But guess what? I'm right next to the front porch. So if somebody want to come out the door, animal, kid, adult, I can hit them with something, if they ain't supposed to be there. So anyway, especially big liquor bottles. That's why you keep them around in a box, right?
Cognac.
So yeah, right. Throw it at the kid. Wah, wah.